Alright, welcome back. Not that there's a whole lot to say about this one, but it's Quicksilver. I'm sorry, it is Ellminaidra and Atheran, not Quicksilver, up against Arthais, Ferg, Symiad, and Pukje for Gallowglass. And it looks like we do have. Is it a 2v2? It does look like it's just Ferg and Arthais out against Atheran and Ellminaidra. So that's interesting, at least. Sorry, I just from the fact that Ashby is dead, I can tell that did not work. But we do have a 2v2 to look at, so this is at least something interesting. Atheran trying to go for some rears for that good stun action. I think he's really trying to throw out everything. I think he threw out a couple charges as well already, didn't he? Maybe not. I got distracted. Arthais does choke out Ellminaidra. And this is the unfortunate thing with it being a 2v2. It's 2 chokers against 2 humans. So, although on the upside, the chokers won't be able to cure poison. So, but I mean, it's still better than it could have been. Let's see, they also don't have curatives, so if Ellminaidra or Atheran can land some blinds, they can at least start to make something happen. That's what I would be going for here, I think. Try and get some blinds off. Excuse me. That's going to be the real money spell. You can't fight this team straight up with melee. Gonna shield cleave onto Ellminaidra, but she does have backups and she's quick on the rewear. So good going there. But she's taking big damage with both of them on her and the G-Cons coming down. Atheran does swap into dual wielding, it looks like. So if he says, if you're gonna focus on her, then I'm gonna drop the shield and just kind of go full out on you, make you pay for going offensive. Don't let them just get free damage off on the priest. And it's probably going to be hard to land a blind on the Arthais, but if they can get one onto Ferg at least, would be helpful. Arthais is at red health though, so the endurance game does favor the 2 humans here. Ellminaidra switching out of some mana gear here. Atheran as well, it looks like. I've healed up, gotten nice and healthy. Probably wipe that mat, set it back up. choke off, and Ferg is taking out the mount again. That thing just can't survive. Poor Atheran. He wants a horse so bad. There we go. You're not gonna win. At least put something out there for your god. Why not? Show him who's boss. And there goes the charger again. Thing gets summoned and just dies instantly to Ferg every time. Atheran can't seem to create enough distance to keep it alive. Time for him to mount.
Yo.
Hey, you joining us for the second match after all?
Yeah, well, it turns out that, they only had 2 people, so we only sent 2 people in. So
Yeah.
I'm just hanging back. If it's necessary, I'll pop in. If not, I'll just sit here and watch. Hello?
Right. Yeah.
Hello?
I don't think we can actually do that, though. I'm going to have to kick you out. I've talked to Ems. We can't do that.
Ah, okay, I see. I can understand. No worries. I'm out.
Right, sorry. Yeah, because he's in the prep room, yeah, we would be giving him information technically. So yeah, can't do that. Quicksilver is still here doing the endurance game. It's 2 healers against 2 non-healers. Ferg and Arthais have a lot more damage output, but they don't have the endurance from ER and the 2 healing classes. So it's kind of just a war of attrition right now. I'd be really interested to know how much Ellminaidra and Atheran have been trying to blind or maledict or anything, if they have been at all. Just because obviously nothing is landed, and that could just be, human casting at work here, or it could be they're just kind of focusing on keeping themselves healed up rather than trying to be offensive or any business like that. So Atheran does get choked out. Should be up not too long. Like I said, with poison and no cure poison on the field for Gallowglass right now, the chokes are not as crippling as they potentially could be. And that choke on Ellminaidra is not going to last long at all. There we go. Back up. It does look like Atheran's poison is gone, so he's still choked. That's kind of awkward. And you can see Ferg is a little surprised by that too. There we go. Atheran finally comes up. Needs to re-poison over sinking, honestly. Come on, buddy. Poison up. Oh! Atheran finally gets his horsey. Here we go. Let's see some charges. Hi-ho silver. And we did get a blind onto Arthais, it seems. And he didn't have whale oils to take care of it, so Ferg is being a good sport that he is, helping his teammate out. Like, no, buddy, keep drinking. Like, Ellminaidra and Atheran kind of taking their time, healing up as much as they can. But now Arthais finally gets that blind up, or blind off, rather. Fails a rear, gets disarmed. No bueno. No bueno. And apparently Puck's bored in the prep room there, so he's just kind of ranging from inside the prep room. You can't see me, but I can see you, he says. The damage that's going back and forth here is really kind of underwhelming. Just like a couple of little green hits at a time. None of the stun attempts from Atheran are landing here, which has got to feel frustrating for him. He's tried rear, charge. Now he's getting choked. But they're just kind of hanging on. They're surviving. And Atheran is still hadn't poisoned, so he's down for yet another tick. We gotta put Ellminaidra in a bit of an uncomfortable position. Where she needs to just kind of be playing keep away. And, you know, eventually her prayer is going to fall, and then she's going to be really feeling awkward. Atheran comes up. Is he going to poison? He is going to summon a new horse. Does he get on it before it dies? Yeah. Come on. Yeah, he gets on that horse. But he needs to poison. He's making a mushroom. There we go. Here comes the poison now. And he does land a charge. Hooray! Maybe he can start to get some damage back on the Gallowglass folks. Yeah, here we go. Now we're really starting to get some stuns off. She should probably be trying to kill Atheran, not Ferg. But I suppose you gotta take your damage where you can get it. And, you know, Arthais and Ellminaidra are probably starting to run out of steam at this point. They've been getting vastly outdamaged, feels like. And the mana reserves run low eventually. Especially, like I said, I don't know how much casting either one of them has been trying to do. If they've only been trying to blind, then they should be okay as far as that goes, at least. But if they've been burning mana on like weekends, or spells, or any of that business, that adds up pretty fast. There we go. Charge onto Arthais, and Arthais does go down. Uh-oh. And I go into the void. Choke goes down onto Ellminaidra, but then he gets woken up by the blizzard engage. So very nice. Wonder if that blizzard means that Ferg is looking injured enough that they're trying to finish him off with that damage over time, or if it's just trying to get some free damage in. And I'm wondering if they're going to try to cap here. They are over at the flag room, and Ferg is delaying. So yeah, Atheran and Ellminaidra are trying to capture, but Ferg's there to interrupt with the flashes, chokes, whatever else he can manage. Oh, and that's funny. The map thinks that Puck is out on the field because of that range from earlier. The interesting thing to see will be, assuming that they can actually manage to pick up the flag and move it, if Gallowglass isn't going to let them actually capture, or if they'll just kind of pile onto the field if it looks like they're going to score. Now we're getting some good damage onto Ferg. Although Atheran is using two weapons that Yins are naturally resistant to. So not ideal. Although, Ferg is resistant to lightning and cold naturally. I'm quite certain he's got a full set, or enough to make him pretty much fire resistant dragon skins. He might have some steals as well, I'm not 100% sure. But and when you're kind of restricted to using halberds so you can charge, that does kind of put you on a narrow range of weapons. So I'm not sure how much you can fault him for that necessarily. It does kind of look like Ferg's protection has dropped though, and he doesn't realize it. Because that damage is more than I would expect to be otherwise. Whoa! But the Sank goes down for Atheran, and a big follow-up round. And nothing even particularly unusual happened there. There was no stun. I guess it was just offensive stance versus offensive stance, and Atheran did not win that duel. A blind does finally go down onto Ferg, though. So maybe they'll be able to get it captured? Yes, Ellminaidra does pick up the flag and start moving around. Ferg tries to block it with the flash, but he's a little too slow, and he doesn't even manage to stop her from moving away. So now he's going to have a hard time even finding him. And Atheran's going to charge in and try and block him as much as he can. But Arthais is back on the field. Full health and red to go. You know, if they can land a blind onto him, maybe they'll be in business. But if Atheran can stay mounted, he can kind of rescue Ellminaidra across the map. Not if she gets choked, though. That's kind of awkward. But she is still making kind of steady progress. Progress. Same thing. Similar words. Another choke. This one fails. And Arthais can't just sit there on Ellminaidra, because then you'd have Atheran on him, and it would not go well. Yeah, it looks like Gallowglass is not going to let them capture. I said, alright, good game, but we're not going to do this anymore. Fucking Symiad out on the field, and from this point, it's just going to be a clean 3-0 sweep from Gallowglass. They let Atheran and Ellminaidra put up a fight, but it's over now. Honestly, I would probably, if I was Gallowglass, just send Symiad to pick up the flag, and Puck should just go in AMS and just chain them down. It'd be the fastest, easiest way to handle this. And there goes Ellminaidra. Here goes Atheran. I'm not sure why Puck is bothering to do that. Honestly, it kind of just makes work for the him that's going to have to give him all those items back. It's not like it's helping at all. Ferg just kind of playing around now, strangling his teammate. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much game. There's nothing like there's no comeback to be had here. It's a 2v4 situation, and honestly, it kind of needed to end at this point. It was fun to watch for the first, the first round or what have you, but if the whole match was going to be that long and drawn out, I think we would have had some unhappy spectators. And maybe some unhappy M's if things went on for too long. It's the endurance game can get kind of old after a while. It's fun to play, it's not as fun to watch. Time to be responsible and pick up all your things off your golem. Come on. Don't make the M do it. Shield cleave onto Ellminaidra. See if she notices. It can be hard sometimes. The disarm messages that you don't see every day, and she does notice. Like, unless you have a highlight or something. For me, it's like the game is so ingrained just to be trained for like maybe the Satyr shield disarm and shield kick. Like, that's what I look out for. Sometimes when you see the shield cleave message, or like the Blade Singer circle stab shield disarm, that can happen too. Sometimes like it just like doesn't even register to me. Another shield disarm. Just if it's not something that you recognize, you can kind of like, it doesn't stick out in your mind, and when you're looking at so much text, you're just kind of looking for key things that you recognize, that your brain can latch onto and tell you what's going on. Let's see. Where are we at? Puck carrying the flag, and he is almost there. Taking damage though. But there we go. That's the match. 3-0, 4v2. Not much to analyze. I did enjoy the early 2v2 though. It was kind of fun for like 15 minutes or so. Then I kind of got bored. Good on Gallowglass for playing around with it a little bit. I know Atheran and Ellminaidra had to appreciate it. It gets really tiring going in there getting stomped in a lopsided match. So I'm sure they were ecstatic just to have a chance to fight on somewhat even grounds for at least a little while. That does it for tonight's matches. I may pull on Hydra and Sharks, but I'm not 100% sure about that just yet. So if you want to stick around for a little bit, we may pull them on and talk to them. In the meantime, I'm going to give you an overlay and say goodnight.